Welcome to Techie Tuesday. This is a special noontime edition, although I feel like noontime for Techie Tuesday is kind of the norm these days. It's often I have an evening, engagement on one Tuesday out of the month, and poor Techie Tuesday gets pushed there. Hey, Faith. Hello, thanks everyone for joining me live. I know it's hard at lunchtime, and thanks for saying hello when you pop in. I appreciate that. So we will have an in the feed drawing today. So appreciate you sticking around and appreciate your shares as well, so that your friends are reminded that I am on in the noontime hour today. Wonderful. Thanks so much. Like Lynn from Maryland and Deborah from Virginia. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you're joining me for Techie Tuesday. I will be doing an artisan design along, but I wanted to let everyone know, if you've been watching and you've been seeing me advertise signups for Jumpstart January, our Jumpstart January event for our local veterans raised $4,440. And actually that number is going to increase because Crystal is doing a Pampered Chef party, and information for that is on my Facebook page, and she's donating her commission from that Pampered Chef party as well. It is a shared discount party, which is what Pampered Chef is doing now. So it's up to 25%. So you'll get 25% off your order, and then some of the money, Crystal's commission is going to add to this total. So this graphic will change, and I'm super excited about that. So thank you. If you donated items, if you purchased raffle tickets, purchased octopuses that I was selling for $100, you guys are awesome. Going on right now, it actually started last night, is my God Moments book study. So the book is God Moments, Recognizing and Remembering God's Presence in Your Life. And it's a great book, one that I've been doing a study on for over 10 years. The first session was last night, but we just really did the intro. And so on my website, you'll see you can still join us through the 29th. So you can hop in on the second session, second of 10. So it's 10 consecutive Mondays going on now through March 25th. That's the week before Easter. So anyway, if you're interested in that, or if you just have questions and you want to know more about what it is, there's 10 of us in the group right now. So I just have space for 2 more. I like to keep it at 12, so it's a manageable amount for sharing. And yes, Stacy, I do. And I would say it's half and half. So 5 are brand new, going through it for the first time, and 5 are repeating from last year. They had such an awesome experience last year. So I do hope we will get 2 more to join us for that. Card class next Tuesday night, right before I leave for my St. Simon's retreat, to run that retreat in St. Simon's Island, Georgia. So these are the cards that I have designed. I'm using a Creative Memories embellishment kit. I just realized my microphone is laying down here on my desk. Oh, I might sound a little better. At least I remembered before I started, teaching Artisan. So these are the cards. They're super fun, and those will be shipping out tomorrow. So still time for you to grab one of those on my website. If you're part of the subscription, it's $25. If you just want to buy this one kit, it's $30, and that includes shipping. Let's see. 3 fun summer retreats after St. Simon's Island, Georgia, next weekend. These are my next retreats. So Lakeland, Florida, and that's in downtown historic Lakeland, not up by the highway. I like to do little downtown venues. That's kind of the vibe for my retreats, where you can walk to things and experience the town where we're scrapbooking, so we can have fun stretch breaks. So Lakeland, Florida, June, Brevard in July, and Helen, Georgia in July. And Brevard and Helen go back to back, just so that I only have to make one trip up from Florida. But if you're, want to do both of them, you can do the, Sunday to Thursday in Brevard, and then hop over to Helen for the weekend and just make a whole week of it. So, and some of you are, and that's awesome. So we'll have a little stretch break Thursday, a little change of scenery in between Brevard and Helen. And Asheville and the Biltmore is a hop, skip, and a jump from both of those places. And Chihuly has an exhibit starting there this spring. So I know some of the ladies are planning a stop at the Biltmore while they're up in that area. All right, so we had our virtual crop last weekend, and Katie was the winner of that. So every month when Creative Memories does their virtual crop, and digital scrapbookers can most certainly participate in that. Well, you just have to join the Creative Memories virtual crop group. They'll post sketches on Friday, and you have till Tuesday at midnight to complete those sketches, and you get entered with me. Creative Memories does their own drawings, but you get entered with me by adding hashtag Daytona area scrapbooking to your pages. And then I draw a winner. So Katie was our winner from January. So the February one is in the middle of February. So look for that, for the announcement of that one coming up. All right. So after card class, the first week in February is project recipe. This is the recipe that we will be doing. I'll be using the new Border Maker cartridge for that. And I love digital people to follow along when I'm doing the paper. I have done digital videos about how to take a sketch and turn it digital. So you can look at a picture like this and do it digital like that. And so I love for you all to hop on that night and do it along with me and do it digitally if you're watching this and you're a digital scrapbooker, of course. Many thanks if you subscribe to me on YouTube. And I think I see 4 of you watching through YouTube right now. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Obviously, YouTube gave you a little notification that I was live right now. And I appreciate you catching me today. And just as a reminder, if you haven't said hello in the chat, that is how you get entered into the drawing today, which I need to quick pull up there. Make sure that it's collecting all the names. Yep. So make sure you say hello. That is how the little bot puts your name in the drawing, and that is for $10 in CM credits or forever gift certificate, your choice on that for Techie Tuesday, or Y photo points, since I have people using 3 different things for digital. All right, so let's get this out of here. So like I said, today we are going to be doing a design along. And I, sometimes will pull a design from the CM blog, or I'll pull a sketch. I like to do my Techie Tuesdays around when the virtual crop is going on, and I do a sketch from the virtual crop just to show you can do it virtually. Well, today I'm actually doing a sketch out of this Creative Memories idea book. And you can see it's written all over the front. And that is because I do a thing at my in-person crop starting last fall. This is the traveling sketchbook. And so at my in-person events, people can grab the book, pick a sketch that hasn't been signed. Here's ones that have been signed. Do a sketch, and then I take a picture of them next to the sketch, and they sign the book. And then the goal is to fill up the whole book. And once we fill up the whole book, I'll do a drawing for 4 $25 gift certificates. So I'm working on them too. I did one. I did a paper one, I think, on Tool Time. And so now I'm going to do one digitally. So I'm doing the one on page 81 that has all these circles. I should have uploaded a picture of that. Okay. So this type of thing where it maybe is a little daunting for a paper person, because that you're either cutting out circles with custom cutting system, or, maybe just, cutting circles just isn't your thing. This is a super easy thing for someone that's doing digital, because if you know how to create circles, and I think I went over this last month actually, how to create, instead of cutting the picture, creating the circle holder, like photo box. So we're going to go over that again. And then we're going to just make a whole bunch of circles. So it's circle time. But I'm also going to show you, if you haven't done it yet, how to download the Creative Memories digital artwork and install it in Artisan. Because if you're buying the artwork from Forever, you just click a little button and it comes in, which is super easy. But if you're buying digital artwork from other places, CM being one of them, that is something you need to learn how to do. And I have done Techie Tuesdays on that before, but I just want to show. I figured that would be good to show it again. And aloha, Debbie. If my mouse can work, that would be oh so helpful. Why isn't it working? Where are you, mouse? Ugh, I do not want to do this with the regular, with the touchpad, and I'm touching my little. Okay, there it is. Whew. So the first thing I'm going to do is take you out to the Creative Memories website. And I need to switch. I'm going to switch my view over here. So that I'm not covering over any important parts here. So when you sign into your Creative Memories account, up at the top, you'll see my name there. Then you'll want to go into you'll click My Account, and then you'll click over here on My Downloadable Products. That's where all your products end up. And then it's got the little down arrow. You're going to download each one of those. Now, the pictures that I'm using have lots of bright primary colors because they are hot air balloons. And I thought, oh, Creative Memories just came out with a new kit called This Life. And how you get to those digital things, if you didn't know, is you go to shop and then you go to digital. And this has all what Creative Memories has digitally, custom pages, custom albums, custom album covers, and then comes into the digital. And so here's the one that I just downloaded. It's This Life kit. And so then you just click on that, you add it to cart. It's digital content, so there's no shipping. So super easy to purchase. Then what we're going to do is I need to now share my whole screen here. Gets a little wild for a second. And we're going to go into downloads, and you need to extract all of them. So I'm going to click on each one and extract all. In a zipped folder will allow you to click into it, but in order to use the things inside, you do need to extract it. Otherwise, they're like previews, and so the resolution isn't going to be right. So you do have to click on each one, right click on it, and then choose extract all. And it just puts an open folder right in the right where it right in the folder, right in the downloads. Okay, so then we are going to go to Artisan. And I forgot, this is where we get tricky here, because I need to be able to see when I'm sharing my whole screen. I cannot see what is up. Okay. And then I can't see comments. What is up? Okay. Now I need to turn this volume off. Oh, yes, that's true, Stacy. It is too easy to purchase. But where people have a hard time is getting it into here. And it's something that I have, people request for me to show all the time. So when you're in Artisan 6, you're going to go up to import content. And then it's going to say commercial art or personal art kit. So commercial art would be art kit files those are only purchased from Forever, or if you have old storybook files, they would be considered art kits. So what I'm doing right now, even though I bought it from a commercial place, like Creative Memories may be in your mind considered a commercial art kit, it's a personal art kit. So you're just going to go to it that way. Now it's going to ask you, where do you want to put the imported art? And I'm going to include, you can add it to one that already exists, or you can say create a personal art kit. Okay, so I'm going to call it This Life. I like to call it what it's called. If you get fancy or think, oh, I know something better that this is called, then you might forget in the future what you called it. So I'm just going to keep it. And all of my kits, they used to be in separate locations. They're all in a folder called Creative Memories Art Kit. So even if I get it from Forever somewhere else, it all just goes in there. And that way, when I'm backing up my computer or doing anything, everything is living in one folder. I don't have to go to multiple places. But you can create multiple if that's a way that you won't get yourself confused. Oh, I bought these from Creative Memories. I'm going to put those in Creative Memories Art Kits. I'm going to put these in Forever Art Kits, and you can do that too. But I just choose to keep them all in one place. So I'm going to say okay, and then I'm going to say import. So it opens up the empty kit at this point, and it's showing paper, embellishment, shapes, edge, that kind of thing. But up on the top, there's a little add menu. So you have add, and then you have paper, embellishment, shape, edge, corner, color. So you want to start with what you're adding. So I'm going to say add paper. Now, I've talked about this like weird little glitch before where sometimes everything just flies right in and sometimes they don't. And the past scientist in me likes to experiment with what is good. And if I were to select all of these, it might bring in one, and then for some reason it gets hung up. So what I've found works, and the thing with intermittent problems is they're intermittent. I bring one, and in my mind, I don't know, the reason why this works is it like opens the portal, and then I go again and I bring in the other ones. Now let's cross our fingers, because this seems to have, since the portal's been opened, then they all come in. So if you have a problem with that, and maybe it's just my computer and your stuff just comes in all the time, try that. One of the things I've suggested in past videos, if you still have Artisan 5, they'd like zip right into there. And then you can just open it in 6. But this little workaround seems to work. So the next thing I'm going to do is, let me just back up. I kind of went fast. I like to do that, as I talk. All right. So here's my paper for that. And I forgot there's 2 different paper packs. So that's the one. I'm going to go back to paper, and I have to come back up a level, and here's the tone on tone. And I'm going to just do one again, and then I'm going to get the rest. Here they come. Now, these are files that are on the back, in your file structure. When I said save it in Creative Memories files, that are Creative Memories art kits, that's a file I have on an external drive. So I save all of my art kits on an external, which is great because it doesn't take up room on my computer. However, remember to delete it from your downloads, because if you don't, now they're on your external and they're in your downloads. And at least from Creative Memories, you can, download them again if for some reason you accidentally delete something you haven't, imported yet. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to the embellishment tag, and I'm going to click on add embellishments. And now I need to go up in my little file structure to get back to my downloads and do my elements. And there's 3, there's ABC, there's enamels, and then there's This Life. So it does load them in the order that you put them. So I like to put the embellishments up at the top. So I'm going to click that first. And then I'll do the ABCs last. I'm going to do one again. It could be just like, I don't know. This might not even be a thing, but it works for me. And I'd love to hear from you if you also have problems when you're importing, if you do them all, only one comes in and then it like bogs down. It does this. So hopefully it'll catch up. I'm going to give it a second. I opened the portal. I don't know why this happens. And sometimes it just like thinks about it for a while and then they all come. And sometimes I just need to cancel. As Pooh says, oh bother. But it is good for you to know, if this does happen to you, that you're not the only one. What's annoying is that when this does happen, I just have to close the program. Oh, see, now it's trying. It's like the little engine that could over here. But it's not. We don't have all day for that. This is a lunch thing. All right. So I'm just going to hard quit this. And then we'll relaunch. Well, apparently, like I said, my little portal thought, I mean, it worked for the paper, but not so much for those embellishments, which are smaller and I feel like they should work. But at any rate, we will go back. Oh, now I'm not importing content. Now I'm going to click on the far left button that says manage content. So, and then I've already started the This Life, the This Life, SQRST, This Life. No judgment on the amount of kits I have, of course. All content. And so now I want to say up at the top, edit art kit. Now I don't know why it wasn't showing my paper out there, but the paper was there. Oh, and look, it managed to get some of those things. So now back to downloads I go. Back to the elements. And let's see. Let's see one. And let's try to get like 3 lines worth. Well, I'll let it think about that. Because I really don't want to restart this again. I hate to say, I mean, obviously this kind of thing doesn't happen when we buy Forever kits. This is just trying to bring in Creative Memories kits into Forever. And normally they play nice in the sandbox, but today, of course, because I'm live, we're gonna have issues. So we will not come back to this. We will end this task again. Now we've got this going on. All right, so I am going to just go to the back, do this on the back side. So since the kit is already, so this is kind of good. This is some troubleshooting that you can do. I'm going to go into those elements and I was in this life. I think we got to those arrows. So now I'm going to take the rest of the things. It's like Paul Harvey, the rest of the story. It's 151 items, and I am going to put them in the folder where they live. Since the key to creating that folder and why you can't just create it in your file structure is that it has to have a special file in it so that the program sees it as an art kit. So since it's created, I can browse to where I keep all my art kits. And I already told you it was on an external. And and here it is, this life. You don't want to put in the thumbnails. You want to put it right in there. So now it's copying all those to it. And it looks like one of the arrows I copied was already in there. So we're going to skip that one. And then we are going to get the enamels while we're over here. I won't make you, oh, it's just little circles, but okay. Because I guess they're enamel stickers in the, here's this life. I'm going to copy those over. I didn't see him copy. Oh, okay. It did. It was just because it was 13. It was so quick. Alrighty. So now those should be in there. We're going back to Artisan 6. And we are going to open up where the project I'm working on. Which is somewhere. I just had it opened. Did I pass it? Huh. Oh, here it is. Okay. I in fact did pass it. Okay. So here is the album I'm working on. I already showed you my page. And I don't like to keep these design tips up here, but they are a good reminder if you're new to the program, where your safe zone is, where the trim line is. And I just press this button, print guides up at the top right next to the green print project up forever. And then they disappear. So now I'm going to come down to my next blank page here. And I am going to, I already showed you the sketch I was using with circles, and I'm going to kind of flip it so that the border, if you will, is on the outside. The photos I'm using are, I just have 5 of them picked, I believe. There is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 pictures. So that'll work out. The sketch has 4 round circles, but I'm going to sneak a 5th one in there. And so lots and lots of circles going on this page. Okay, so the first thing, let's check how our content did and make sure it's all there. So let's go to this life. And here is the paper loading up. I will say that, just doing the live and running StreamYard is a little taxing. So if you, hopefully, normally when I'm working on this, I don't have these little lags. It is also Tuesday. And so if your computer is laggy on a Tuesday, it could be that a Microsoft update is downloading in the background. I can't tell you how many texts I get from people on Tuesdays, and that is when Microsoft does their updates. And hopefully they will be loading, but I do not see them, which is frustrating. I think that's what's happening. My computer is so just not happy right now. It's really, So what, in my experience, when this happens, then all of a sudden, you get the little dot that says, "Oh, you have an update." All right, so let's build this page and just hope that we can do that. All right, so we're going to insert 4 circles. We're going to do an empty frame. So we're going to go to the insert ribbon on the second button over from the right. It says empty frame. It's a square, but we are going to change that to a circle. And the way we do that is by going over to the photo ribbon. And that gives you quick fix, focus section, photo and frame, and then frames. And so we're going to say select on the frame, and we're going to oh no, just kidding. We're going to select customize, and we're going to say add an effect, and we want to insert a frame cutout mat. And so now we have a mat, and then we want to change our cutout to a circle. Select shape. So now we have a circle with a mat, which maybe you want that. In this case, I do not want that. I just want the circle. So now we're going to change the matte fill to make it transparent. And now I have my circle, and I say, okay. Now my sketch actually has a mat around it. So I can just cut a circle and expand it so that it sits behind it, or I can add another layer. So here I can do add an effect, and I can say insert a frame. Okay. Now I need to make that cutout a circle. And so now I can make it a color, and I'll just make it white for now. Well, that's not going to be hard to see. I'll make it black for now. And then I need to add another one and make that transparent. No, that is not what we want. Here we go. We want to hit matte, and then we want to pick the circle. And this is going to make it big, so we don't want that. We want this, and then we want our cutout. Let's see what this is. Is this going to give us a square? Yes. Okay. Y'all, this is one of those days. I do this all the time. In fact, I just showed this last week or last month, and now I've forgotten how to do it. Well, we don't want that, but that is what we want. Whew. Okay. We need to change the screen to transparent. Hallelujah. Did anyone see how I did that? That was a long time coming. Goodness. All right. So we're going to do it again. We're going to click on the matte button up here. Oh, did it change that for the love? All right. Let's add a new insert a empty frame. And then we're going to go to the photo and we're going to say matte. And we're going to choose the double matte. And we're going to say okay. And then we're going to cut a customize. Is that what we did? Why does this look different? Is that not the one I picked? Oh, see, I'm just forgetting from 1 second to the next. We did this. We did not do matte. We did photo and we did select, right? Is that what we did? And then I just clicked double matte. Yes. Select double matte. Then we're going to customize and we're going to make the green transparent, the bottom one. And then we're going to make this matte a circle. And we're going to make that a circle. Okay. Did everyone see that? Since I have to make 5, let's do it again from scratch this way without all of the extra clicking. All right. So we're going to insert an empty frame. It is square. We're going to go to the photo tab, and then we're going to go to select, and we're going to choose a double matte, which is in the bottom row, and we're going to say select. Now we have a photo box with 2 mattes. We're going to go to customize up above, and we're going to change the cutout to a circle. And then we're going to change the matte fill to transparent. And then we're going to click to the other matte, which is the cream filled matte. And we're going to change that cutout to circle and select. And finally, we have 3. Okay. Once you do that, however painful it is, then we can do Control-C or right-click Control and then paste. And now we have 4, and I said I needed 5, so we're going to paste again. So now I have 5, and I can make them whatever size I want. Now, you can go in, and I'm probably going to make, I don't know, either the mattes all the same color or make them different colors. I'll go back to that same customize, and then I'll click on that peach colored matte, and then see where it says matte fill. Instead of, we'll choose a different solid color, or we can fill it with paper. All right. Is everyone clear on that? Finally, God bless you all for hanging in there while I, remembered how to use a program I've been using for 20 years. Not quite 15. All right. So now let's pop these pictures in. And I do have a faraway picture of balloons. That's probably going to be a little bit bigger, and I can zoom in. I could make it an oval if I wanted, but I'm just going to, I think, use, this corner here, and then I can overlap over this section. So in order to rearrange what's on top, what's on bottom, the easiest way to do that is to go over to the left side of the screen and just drag what you want up to the top. So I just dragged that. Now that's on the top, and I can overlap overlap them if I want. And then I kind of have this zoomed in of the same balloon. So maybe I want to do some different balloons. Maybe I want to zoom in on these ones. So it's different. And then I've got a picture of the kids with the Chick-fil-A cow. It's my niece and both of my kids. And then I've got a picture of all of us before this. So this was a 5K that we did, and this was 10 years ago. So, and now my son still running, but this was, he won his age group. So he got like, a $50 gift certificate for like steaks and stuff. It was great. So he got to, we went and picked up yes. Yeah, absolutely. Katie, definitely. So he got to provide the steaks for dinner, that night. So that was super fun. And I want this one now to be behind the group one. But so I need to do this. Okay. Oh, and I want to move these all over because this is a right side of the page. So I actually want to do this. And I had pictures of the results. Some of you know that I, just to keep up with my family, I've been running, and my time in this race for the 5K was 46:04. And the 5K I did within my 10K at Jekyll Island was 41:15. So I'm 5 minutes faster, like 11 years later. I'm super excited about that. Okay, so so I've got my 5 pictures on. Now we need to go to content over here and decide. So we had these cute blue shirts. So I think I'm going to go with the blue or something speckly. But remember, this design had all these circles down the side. And so I'm going to use lots of different primary colors to make the balloons kind of pop. You're so sweet, Stacy. She's such a good cheerleader. Let's see. That's a little busy for me. So I'm going to just drag over paper. Again, I really think Microsoft is doing an update, and that makes me want to rethink the time I go live. Really? Does it have to be Tuesday, Microsoft? All right. So now just by adding that background, we have this. And my sketch, I'm going to insert a shape, which is a paw. So some people don't click on that because they think, well, I don't want that kind of a shape. I just want a rectangle, but it's all under the little paw. So I am going to do it says 1/8 of an inch by 12. So it's just a really thin line, and I'm not even going to make it exactly 1/8. I don't need to have a border around it. So I'm going to turn that to none. And then I'm not going to worry about the color right now. I will make it just a smidge thinner, and I'll create it. And I need 2 of these. So in the sketch, there's these 2 lines, and then all different amounts of circles come off it. Now, the good news is we don't have to do it like we did the photos. We can just insert a shape again, but this time we're going to choose ellipse instead of a triangle. And we are going to, again, take away the stroke around the outside, the mat, or not the mat, but the outline. However, because the sketch has like a 1/4 inch outline, I could go into here and you can go all the way to a 1/4 inch. So you can just build in your other color right into your circle from the get-go. So you know what? Why don't we? The only thing that doesn't allow is if you add a shadow, it's going to add a shadow to the to both of those things, not individually. How about I show you the difference? So I'm just going to say choose a solid color for the I don't want black, obviously. So I'm just going to pick like this yellow for now. And then I can change the fill and I can choose from Art Kit. And then I'll scroll down to this life because I want to use the paper. Again, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. So I'm going to go this life and I'll just choose this red. Select content and okay, so now it's going to show me the whole piece of paper, what part of the paper I want. Since it's the same, okay, then that is what I have going on. So I'm not going to, although those do look okay together. See how it's flat? I'm going to zoom in. You can see that this has a shadow. Goodness, my brain today. This has a shadow underneath it. So it looks like a picture on top of a piece of paper. And I personally like that look so that everything doesn't look one-dimensional and flat. So over here, because I added that border to my circle, it's flat. And if I do format and I do a light shadow or a heavy shadow, it might be hard for you to see on the screen, but it has only added it to the outside, to the group. Okay, now I could just copy one of these that I did and use that as my template, and then I can just drag the paper that I want to use, and it'll go into that photo spot. And then now it just has a white background. And now you can see that the shadow is on both of the items. So it really, like most things, it just is what is the look you're looking for and what is easiest and fastest for you. This one, I can come back in, see how it's editable right up on the top of my screen. And again, it might be small for you to see, but I can change that to none and just take that away. And then I can add another one and just make it slightly bigger. Of course, that's another way to just kind of do a matte. And now that the shadow is added to both of them that way. So I have the double shadow here. Now that's a little thick for me. So now I can come back to customize and choose that matte and go down in my width. And when you make your the width of your matte smaller, it makes the picture bigger, if that makes sense. Okay, so we kind of, again, and I apologize if you watched last month and you're like, oh, we got all the circles we needed last month. Here we go with circles again. I got circles on the brain. So now we have a double matte here. And if I want to go in here and customize the color, I can do a solid color and I can pick, from the screen, and now it just added the matte fill to that. So that does require a little bit of extra clicks than going the other way. All right, so let's get to finishing this up. So I think I'm going to change these, and this would have been a really good decision to make when we were at the beginning designing, changing this to a white. I'm going to change it to white. I'm going to change the mat width to 3. Okay, maybe 4. And then if I had decided that at the beginning, since I ended up copying and pasting them a million times, or 5 times, then I could have saved myself all of these clicks now. But unlike paper, once you cut it, you cannot go back and change. Well, of course you could change the color. You just have to get a new piece of paper. But thankfully it doesn't take so long that I can just go to customize, go to mat. The good thing about doing it this way is hopefully, next time I go to use it, like tomorrow, I won't have forgotten how to make a circle. That was weird. So now we just change those all to 4 so they're not as thick. And now I can just get to making these. And I chose heavy, and I think, or no, it was because of these. That's why it was heavy. It was because that's what the customize was. So I can change the relief to 1, and that makes it a little less shadowy. Oh my goodness, the words I'm just losing it. All right, so now let's copy and paste this a bunch of times. And I guess I'm gonna leave them like this. There are some smaller ones in here. Let's see. On the outside one, it was small, bigger. We got 5 minutes, and then 2 more small. And I'm just doing Control-C, Control-V to copy those, and then another big one, and then 2 more small ones. I'll do those together, if it isn't too much to ask for my computer. Okay, now I'll just kind of spread these out. And now I'm going to lasso them. So up here at the top, now some programs you just have to touch the item and it'll select it. With this one, you have to get the complete item. So if I do like this, it's not going to pick up that circle to the left because I didn't lasso it, but it picked up everything else. And now I can come up to these elements right above my screen, my little quick menu bar up here, and choose the one that says Align Selected Elements vertically. So now they're all in line. And now I'm going to do, let's see, then it was 2 of these. And then I can just change the colors after, and then we're ready to go. And then there was a big one, then 2 more small ones. So just basically the opposite of the other one. And then a big one. And then 1 small one. Okay, so now I've got those in there. And then I'm going to lasso all of these guys. And all right. Now the design, let's see, has, it actually has that little line going over the top of some of them, or actually all of them, except for there's a small one in the middle. So this one like has 4 circles, and also down here. And then these are actually So this is the way the sketch is, for better or worse. And that's the thing about sketches. If there's something about a sketch that annoys you, you don't have to do it. Let me go ahead and add a light shadow to each one of these. Again, that way. Okay, so that is, now I really just need to, you know, change these colors. That was the whole point of me getting this kit, although that was, do I even want to peek in here? Oh gosh. All right. So it's possible that, now we can't bring any in from the back door like I did. You used to be able to do that. All right, so let's go ahead and switch out some of these colors. And because they're photo, I can just do that by going over the top of it and dragging it. So we've got a green one, and I'll do an orange one, and I'll do a yellow one. I'm just going to do all these colors. And again, doing a couple of these before I copied and pasted them 100 times would have just, you know, saved me, because I could have just copied and pasted them. And I will change these just over here on my the little fill button over here, top left, not completely top left, but my little quick menu. I'm going to go to solid color and make that white. And I'm going to do the same for this one over here and make that white. And then I'm just going to keep filling these over here. I'll leave that one red. Some of them have real subtle prints that when they're small over here on the side, you don't necessarily see the print, but then once you drop it in, you see it. And this is where I was like, okay, Microsoft, because it is so slow. And normally these just drop right in. And I'm just going to come in here to back to photo, customize, change this matte fill to white. And I'm going to go down to 2 with that. Don't forget to say okay. So I know it's time to go. It's 1 o'clock, so I'm not going to have you sit here and wait through all that. I do apologize that my the import got hung up, but I do think Microsoft is probably doing an update, and not mine needs to be done. So I can add my journaling over here, my title up here that it was the Greenville, South Carolina, or Simpsonville. I'll have to look up the name of it, a 5K, but one of his wins. And I'm just excited that that's what's fun about going back in history. Sometimes you surprise yourself. And that's fun. So hopefully you picked up something new. Hopefully we're all clear on how to make circles. And I would love to see a page that you all make, and you can post it in the comments. But I will do our drawing, and then I will come back here when I'm off and off live and finish up this page. And so that is one more page done, and I can mark that one off. Alrighty. So let us now do our drawing. So thank you so much for being on and watching. Yeah, I do too, Stacy. I just saw that you put a shadow on everything. For me, I like it because it just gives the illusion that it's a paper scrapbook. And let's go to our giveaway tool and see who our lucky winner is. Debbie, congratulations. Are you still on, Debbie? Hopefully she is. Debbie, say hey in the chat if you're still on. Yay! Congratulations, Debbie, for being our In the Feed winner today. Oh, all right. It was Debbie Keith, and I will make sure you get some CM credits. All righty. Well, thank you all for being on here today in the lunchtime hour. Hopefully you picked up a new tip. And like I said, hopefully we're all good on making circle photos and mats. All righty. Until I see you all again, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.